Hi and welcome back to Smith Robotics. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos. I did do a few live streams the other day about my 3rd year anniversary of starting this YouTube channel, which is quite actually cool because it's been 3 years now since I started doing Five Nights at Freddy's Animatronics and other stuff as well. And I really appreciate everyone's love and support for my projects, and I hope it just keeps continuing to grow and grow each year. One minor thing quickly. Sorry if my audio is a bit weird or like if my voice sounds a bit off. I haven't done one of these videos in a really long while. So essentially I've not really been practicing with my voice. But anyway, I'll just go on from here. Another thing as well is that happy 10th year for Five Nights at Freddy's 3 as well. That also coincided with my anniversary. Definitely not a big coincidence there, right guys? So why not just jump into the video and let's get through it. Okay, to start off with the Freddy head, I had one of my friends send me a 3D model a while back of the actual full-scale model of Unwithered Freddy. It was on Blender and I scaled it up to a human model. A little bit bigger so it's a bit game accurate, and then afterwards I took those pieces, specifically the head at the minute, and placed it into Tinkercad. Yes, I know I use Tinkercad and I know a lot of people use Fusion or AutoCAD or all those amazing other things, but I don't know how to use them at all, so that's fun. On Tinkercad I started off with the endoskeleton head, specifically the Endo 2 because it matches with the game rather than the Endo 1. But luckily I actually had experience with that back in 2023 where I built my original withered foxy head, which did not work actually. Now with the endoskeleton head, it can either make or break the animatronic. Now what do I mean by that? Is that everything with the endoskeleton head has to be sort of precise to working with the full animatronic head. Now this can be with the jaw, the eyelids, the ears, I'll get back to the ears in just a moment, or even the neck mechanism to hold it all up. Now that one's especially important because you don't want it to just be just the head, you need it to move with the neck mechanism. The ears for the Endo 2 as well, they can work on their own as well, but they won't be exactly attaching to the main part of Freddy's ear, because I thought it would just be easier if I had those servos directly in the head. Now with the eyelids and the eyes, I originally used micro servo motors because they worked for the Endo 1 which I built for Golden Freddy last year. However, when I had all the power sources in, they just did not want to work at all. So instead I went with the movie version and used just regular servo motors. Also thank you for Chaos Animatronics for showing me some of the designs to help me out there for references. There was a few things which I had to change though, and that was in order to fit these new eyes into the head, but luckily I figured that out within like a day or so that was actually pretty easy. The next part is, which is probably the most I dreaded about because of how they didn't work. And there's also another, everything here is pretty much important, okay? But the outer shell of the animatronic, which is like the main head which everyone can see. For Withered Freddy, because it's a massive animatronic, that was posing some challenges with maybe the weight, the size, how is it going to stay up, are the servo motors going to be working. Luckily I had 150 kg servo motors for the neck, so those are pretty strong and they held up Golden Freddy's head, which I think might be a bit heavier, I'm not too sure. Plus with this newer model for the neck, it works 10 times more than the last one. Another important thing as well is that how am I going to connect the endoskeleton head in with the main outer shell of the head? Now I thought of this for quite a while, and then until I figured out that in Chuck E. Cheese animatronics they usually have some type of screws going on the side to connect into the main endoskeleton head. So I thought, why don't I just use that? So that's what I did for a few screws on the back. I did have this top connector piece to connect the top of the endoskeleton head to the inside, so that whenever it moves around it doesn't like come off or anything, and I don't have to just rely on those 2 screws at the back. After so much time and after so much filming later, I got all the pieces printed. Next I used a soldering iron to put all the pieces together, because it's probably just one of the best easiest ways rather than using hot glue, glue paste, or even just super glue. I know sometimes that does work, but with a project this scale you do need a bit more like heavy duty. But after successfully putting all the pieces together, and then I placed the head on top of the endoskeleton head, it actually stayed up, which is very surprising, and I was very happy with that. I left it up for a few days and it still stayed up, which I thought, yes, this is gonna work. And then I tested it with all the animatronic parts, which actually works still. However, I did need to change some bits with the power supply wiring with the Arduinos and everything, because the Arduino doesn't like to use all the servo motors I want, otherwise the servo connections just don't work at all, especially with the eyelids. Everything else gets working perfectly rather than the eyelid, so I had to use a separate Arduino for that one. I then proceeded to print out the ears, print out as well the top hat, which I then put together as well. Another part is I printed out a whole bunch of teeth, which some of them aren't even necessary because I realised that the bottom ones were shorter than the top ones. But now is the most part that I was dreading, which was trying to find the right fabric for Freddy. Now, the inside of his mouth was easy because I already had red fabric for it, but the outer shell, those 2 different types of browns, I looked at countless of reference photos, even from the games and everything. Now, the way how I put that onto the head is that I didn't actually go with a pattern like what I usually did before, mainly for the head, because I had the head, the back part of the head, like from the movie, I like took that out so I can just like get into the animatronic parts easier. The snout is separate as well. So essentially what I would do is I'd get the fabric, put hot glue down the middle, then work on one side of it, and wherever there's a seam or anything, I usually just sewn it up, and then it creates like a nice cut even side, and then I'd just replicate for the other side. Essentially what I did for like the whole head, but the jaw was a bit more of a nightmare because the 2 different types of fabric, right? However, I had to get perfectly with the red one, and then around outside of that is the brown one. And after gluing it all in and then sewing it up, finally I got it done. It isn't the best, but luckily the teeth are going to be covering it, so at least it'll be okay. Also, I just want to say I'm sorry if I'm sounding a bit stressed or anything right now. Yeah, I just haven't done this in a while. Another thing as well, I will be starting to do commissions, so if anyone wants to contact me for that, I'll be open for it. There will be a limited slots though, so time is kind of running out. Then after a few weeks or a few months, I'll reopen them again so more people can come and ask me for commissions. That's essentially it at this moment, but let's get back to the video. After placing all the fabric on and putting in the nose, the eyebrows, the teeth, they're still not done actually, because right now I've experimented with different stuff such as resin teeth. However, they have not been working, so I'm gonna scrap that idea, 3D print out some more teeth, sand them, paint them, put them in. If they don't look good, then I don't care. I've spent way too long on this project. I kind of want to go ahead and finish the head and start on the Freddy body, which I have started with foam and a couple practice parts for the endoskeleton, especially the arm at the moment. So hopefully I can get through that and more. During this time of waiting though, and especially if you've seen on my live stream, which not many of you have, and I don't blame you really, it kind of sucks. But essentially I've tested the ears and I've also tested the jaw servos as well, and it actually works. It is kind of loud though because the servo motors, but hopefully when I do proper videos and everything of it singing, dancing, whatever, I will be playing the music a bit louder so nobody can really hear it, okay? I have been spray painting as well, and sanding the endo head. So essentially I've got the main front part of it done. The top and bottom jaw, however, they've not actually been doing very well with the white spray paint, so if it doesn't go very well, then I will just reprint those and redo them, because I don't want to spend too long on something that probably won't work or won't look nice. So other than that, then that's sort of it catched up on the Freddy Fazbear head at the moment. There's not really been much left. I will be making a few more update videos and stuff as well. I was also thinking about maybe near the end of the year I'll probably do some type of Silver Eyes 10th anniversary special video. I can't speak today, but yeah, I'll hopefully be making something from that, which might or might not be Spring Bonnie from that variation, I don't know. But anyway, hope everyone enjoyed this video. Like, comment and subscribe, because I would like the support. And as well, if anyone's interested in any commissions, I'll be open up to it for now. So yeah, see ya.